say that he grabs from behind on it, there. I've got to look at it for what it is. It's a point of rotation. This is not a technique. If you were to learn a technique for every situation that could possibly happen to you, you can't learn them. You have to adapt. Point of rotation and the lever is the key to adaptation in combat instead of techniques, because you can't learn a technique for everything that happens, which is why people just wildly flail and then they get beat up and stabbed. Point of rotation, I have to think of it that way. I can move around it. I've trapped it. And I can move around this very easily, thinking about it. Boom, boom. Ooh, you okay? Back into the throat. Now, let's look at something interesting. Pushing back this way and using my foot going that way. That's a lever as well. Lots of different things that you can do. Okay? Now, let's move up here. Make sure you just improv with the arms, lower arm, upper arm. Now we're going to move up to the shoulder. Once he creates this closed structure, it's the same thing. He's got this connected to me. Now I've got this structure. Here's a couple of things that I know. If I rotate it this way, when I break this point because it's closed, this will break and this will break, or at least cause damage to them. When you strike into a joint, when you strike into anything, it creates a parallelogram of forces. Now, if you look at the diagram that we're flashing up on the screen, it will actually demonstrate to you what it is. Now let me show you what it does. As the force, just relax, as the force comes into here, it separates it. One force goes this way, one force goes that way, and you still have the primary force going down. So you have force A, B, and C. So when you strike into a joint, you are damaging up here and down there. Now that's very different than how you use a lever on a joint. When you strike a joint, you strike into the joint as hard as you can. But if you're going to use a lever, you don't do that. You move far away from the pivot point as you possibly can to up here so that you get more rotation than here, where it's barely moving. Out here, long arm of the lever. So once he grabs here, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to use this point of rotation, and I want to get mechanical advantage over him. Let's look at what I just did. I lift up. Now I can strike into the face. I can kick into the leg. I can drop it back and remove equilibrium. Come up. But we're looking at levers right now. So as he grabs here, I'm going to lift my shoulder. Why am I lifting my shoulder? Because I want to begin turning this. If I just do this, I've got nothing. I've got to get this turning. So I'm going to lift my shoulder. The other reason I'm going to do it is because I want to get my arm up here. A little bit tough. I'm going to lift my shoulder. If you've seen the helix, then you know that movement's chained together. So as I lift my shoulder, then I come up over, okay? I come up over to here. Now, here is my pivot point. My load, or my effort, is moving this way, and the load is moving down. Okay? Strike into there, transition, what I need to do. Come back up. So he grabs, I come up and over, and then I control. Now, at this point, I don't have a very long lever. My actual pivot is here, but my effort is very, very, very close to it. So this load out here is not moving very far. So what I've got to do is I've got to sink my legs while I do it. I'm back to another lever.